It's good, entertaining stuff. The people that are showing up for the playthrough, listen, the playthrough's not getting nearly as many views as my other stuff I'm doing. But the people that are showing up are having a ton of fun. We're engaging. We're having good conversation. We're talking about the game and the culture of Hawaii, which is really cool because we're not just talking about Japanese culture anymore. Now we're actually talking about the culture of Hawaii. And you know what? One thing that happened last night in the game, I was not expecting them to address, and they did. So all these years, I've been talking about how in Japanese culture, there's this weird thing where they are so hyper-focused on career and their jobs and making money and that level of success that a lot of Japanese people don't focus on personal relationships. And that's why in Japan, you have entire industries based on this, such as the hostess or host cafes, the cabaret clubs, where you're going in there, you're drinking, you're eating, you're buying stuff for this date who isn't really a date. It's a virtual relationship. You know it's not real. You know it's not going to amount to anything, but you go in there and you dump all this money on it, right? It's always been a part of the Yakuza games that I was always like blown away that this exists in Japan. Like, I can't believe it's part of their real culture. It's wild to me because here in the United States, something, you would never even think to do. Go on a virtual date and spend, hundreds to thousands of dollars for what? You're getting nothing out of it, right? So, last night, one of the plot lines in Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth was that a Japanese person, one of these guys who's gullible and likely would have been one of the people to drop tons of money at, say, a hostess cafe in Japan, is getting scammed by literally everyone in Hawaii. Everyone around him is asking for money for something different. One girl puts a lei around his neck and gives him directions to his hotel and asks for a donation. One guy has a parrot land on his shoulder, takes a picture, and then asks for a donation. A woman gives him a t-shirt, says it's free, but then asks for a donation for the shirt. So basically it's not free. There's even a cop who claims he saw him jaywalking across the street and says, I'll let it slide if you donate to the police department. It's like, what? So essentially what they're saying, this is social commentary. They're saying that the Japanese people are sadly gullible and will fall for these schemes. And 100% the plot line of this guy, he's starting to have a romantic feeling for the girl who gave him the lei, but she's just basically using him for money. And you just cannot help but make the parallel comparison to the hostess club businesses in Japan. And you're like, yeah, I mean, are they not being self-aware in this mission and saying we're aware of what it is and it's kind of pathetic? I'm just saying, that can't be healthy for their culture, for their minds, to have an entire industry set up that it's all fake and all it does is basically takes money away from people who should be having real meaningful relationships and can't, but it takes advantage of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, the equivalent of that to me, no exaggeration, would be these fucking streamers on like Twitch, freaking Amarant and Pokimane, and I know they're leaving Twitch or have left Twitch, but you know what I'm saying? These women who portray themselves in a certain way to almost make you think like they care about you in that way, like a relationship, just to take money from you, right? Only they're doing it to an audience of thousands at once and raking in millions of dollars in benefits, and it's like, that's the evolution of it. The hostess club then became the online streamer, right? And then think about that, how much safer that is, because you're not in person with someone who could be crazy or whatever. It's just wild to me, that this is the situation that humanity is in. So anyway, that was interesting. That's something that we discussed last night. Check out the videos. It'll be pretty good. All right, I can't wait for more. We're playing that again tomorrow night. And I'm basically playing it 2 more times this week, 3 more times next week. And within those streams, I'm hoping we can unlock the Dondoko Island, and then I can do it with my wife on Valentine's Day night. It's not the end of the world if we don't. But man, I would really, 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 really hope that we could unlock it so we could start doing that co-op. That would really be awesome. Okay, we'll see what happens.